Hi guys, welcome back to our channel, and for today's video, we will be doing a short clip or a short review about primal leadership that is authored by one of the psychologists, Daniel Goleman. By the way, I'm Redford Oliveros. I'm one of the proud students of Cebu Normal University taking up Masters in Public Administration. And this is also to outline on our subject, Organizational Management, by one of our professor, Dr. Flordelin Escarda. So again guys, for this video, this is just only for educational purposes only, no copyright infringement. Below down there in the comment section below, we will also provide more links on the video that we got in the YouTube channel. If you have more questions or recommendation, don't hesitate to put your comments and suggestions down there. So let's know more about who is Daniel Goleman and also his co-author as well. So let's begin. Mr. Daniel Goleman, born on March 7, 1946, an author, psychologist, and science journalist. For 12 years, he wrote for the New York Times, reporting on the brain and behavioral science. In 2001, Primal Leadership, Unleashing the Power of Emotional Intelligence, with his co-author, Richard Boyatzis and Annie McKee, Harvard Business Review Press. So Richard Oliveros Boyatzis, born on October 1, 1946, Greek-American organizational theorist and distinguished university professor of one of the organizational behavior, psychology, and cognitive science at Case Western Reserve University. He is also considered an expert in the field of emotional intelligence, behavior, change, and competence. And lastly, one of the co-authors as well, no other than Miss Annie McKee, a doctor, PhD, a best-selling author, respected academic speaker, and advisor to a top global leaders. Her latest research was just published in her new. So for this video, we will just only taking more slides to know more about how effective to be a leader could be, just to outline primal leadership. We will know when a leader becomes a good or bad. We will know who are considered leaders. We will know why we need a leader and what type of leader we need. At the same time, how to become an effective leader. And also, at this video, we will also be showing you a short clip about the iconic leader in the past 2 to 3 decades, at the same time to the present time, in the most prestige and highly well-known companies across the globe. Again, let's watch this video that is being interviewed by one of the known social media influencer, at the same time the one of the theorists, no other than Mr. Daniel Goleman. Let's watch this video, everyone.
Emotional intelligence refers to how well we handle ourselves and our relationships. There are 4 domains. Self-awareness, knowing what we're feeling, why we're feeling it, which is a basis of, for example, good intuition, good decision-making. Also, it's a moral compass. The second part is self-management, which means handling your distressing emotions in an effective way so that they don't cripple you, they don't get in the way of what you're doing, and yet attuning them to them when you need to so that you learn what you must. Every emotion has a function. Also, marshaling positive emotions, getting ourselves, involved, enthused about what we're doing, aligning our actions with our passions. The third is empathy, knowing what someone else is feeling. And the fourth is putting that all together in skilled relationship. So that's what I mean by emotional intelligence. There are many definitions out there. The part of the brain, it turns out, that it supports emotional and social intelligence is actually the last circuitry of the brain to become anatomically mature. And because of neuroplasticity, the brain shapes itself according to repeated experiences. So my argument is, hey, we should be teaching kids regularly over time in a systematic way self-awareness, self-management, empathy, and social skill. And in fact, there are now enough programs, and they've been around enough in schools, that they're about to publish a huge meta-analysis looking at hundreds of schools and kids that had the program versus those that don't. And guess what? All antisocial behavior, disruption in class, violence in school, goes down 10%. Pro-social behavior, liking school, well-behaved, up 10%. Academic achievement scores, up 11%. So it really pays. Executive function, which is mediated by the prefrontal lobe, both helps you manage your emotions and helps you pay attention. So as kids learn these skills, they also learn basic learning skills. I think that the fact that that was an argument was one thing that caught people's attention. Then there was a little chapter on called Managing with Heart, which argued that leaders who were sons of a bitch were actually defeating the company's own mission. And I think that made a lot of people happy because they work for people like that. I don't know, some people gave it to other people because they thought they needed help in this domain. I'm sure there's a zillion reasons why people like the book. I know IQ has been going up for 100 years as children encounter a more sophisticated cognitive environment as they grow. I don't know that we're becoming more emotionally intelligent. I like to hope we would, but I think that the number of intergroup wars going on, the intergroup hatred going on, levels of familial abuse, in other words, indicators of emotions out of control in dangerous ways, don't look that great, which is why I'm a very strong proponent of getting these social emotional learning programs in every school worldwide. You have to remember that emotional intelligence is a range of abilities: self-awareness, emotional self-management, empathy, social skills. Women tend to be better than men on average at empathy, particularly emotional empathy, sensing in the moment how the other person is feeling. And also it's at social skills, at keeping things feeling good between people and a group. Men, on the other hand, tend to be better on average at self-confidence, particularly in groups, and at managing distressing emotions. But what's very interesting is if you look at leaders who are in the top 10%, there's no difference between the men and the women on any of those variables. In other words, you have a whole human being. So I would say that on average there probably are differences men and women in this domain of ability, but as people develop their skills, as people become more effective, they pick up strengths in areas that they need. I think that emotional intelligence is a universal, but it looks different in different places. Japan has a very rigid set of rules of social interaction, lots of subtleties. Americans typically blunder into the Japanese system, don't get what's going on, and it's embarrassing, but they wouldn't recognize necessarily emotional intelligence in Japanese setting. Brazil is a very different culture. It's very outgoing, kind of like an Italian culture. And so it would look different there. But I think the fundamentals are the same.
All right, that's it. The one and only Mr. Daniel Goleman. And by the way, guys, for the source of that video, it's coming from the YouTube channel where you can search that one. Just type the link, Daniel, or type this search key. Daniel Goleman introduces emotional intelligence, big think. And if you'd like to know more videos about this, you can just subscribe to https://bigth.ink, or you can also join Big Think Edge for exclusive video lessons from top thinkers and doers. So again, guys, we will go dig deeper on how primal leadership is being introduced in the public, on how you can or we can apply it in our daily lives, if we will be a leader or we will be a follower. So let's watch more about the slides of primal leadership. This is just only the first part of our discussion. So again, if you have more comments or suggestion, do not forget and don't hesitate to put down there in the comment section below. Again, let's do more and watch more about the primal leadership.